Hello and welcome to Adventures in Lollygagging and Friends. We are playing Alien tonight. You can see we're down 2 of our Marines, but we will continue forward and see how things are gonna go. One of those Marines, Chuck, is probably gonna die like really quickly, so we'll see how that goes. But it's good to be back. We had some pretty big like info dumps at the end of our last session, so we'll kind of review those and kind of catch back up in a moment. But yeah, let's just dive right in because I want to make sure I want to see if we can get to the end of the moon tonight. So go ahead and do a quick introduction or reintroduction of characters. Thank you for those bits, Captain. So we got 300 bits on hand. So if anyone needs to heal stress, that's what we're using them for these days. And I think I saw Too Old to Twitch dropped us a sub as we were waiting to come on. So thank you very much. We really do appreciate that. But let's get going. Let's introduce your character. Who are you right now? Not who you're going to be in like 20 minutes when your character dies, but like who are you right now at the start? Make sure your introduction matches the name. And yeah, specialty and stuff. So Melissa, you're up.
So I am playing Master Sergeant Margot Barrett. She is theoretically in charge, though sometimes that means, depending on how the roll goes, she's running into vehicles thinking that's safe and it's not safe, and other great leadership strategies.
Yeah, that was a pretty funny moment, I gotta say. When he ran in, I'm like, oh, she's gonna go hide inside the car. She doesn't even realize there's someone hiding in there already. Oh, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yep.
And then I think Spuds blew it up, but you were out of it.
I did.
Yes, he
Yes.
threw a
I
grenade.
did.
I was talking to Aaron, and he was saying how like the grenade explosion and the car explosion, that would have been like just a brutal like because we were talking about whether or not grenades were strong enough in Alien, and they might not be. They might not be.
No, they're not. They're not at all.
Yeah. Hey Bert, how's it going? Right. Hope you're feeling better, man. Let's keep going. Who we got next? Oh, I'm sorry, the overlay's a little different tonight. So because there's only four players tonight. So Chuck, you are next, I think, in the hierarchy.
I am next. Yeah, I'm Koenig, Staff Sergeant, second in command, dedicated marksman. I'm really great at shooting things, and I've got a terrible ex-wife. But I'm also dying of a terrible infection that I got on the first session when my guts got punched out. So, 20 minutes, say goodbye to Koenig, and then I'll have a new character.
Which you've already rolled, just in case, which is great.
Just
awesome.
in case.
Yeah. All right. Do we know your ex-wife's name, by the way?
No.
Okay.
We never will.
I know.
It's gotta be Karen.
It's Karen.
Gotta
It's
be
Karen.
Karen Koenig.
It's Karen. Karen Koenig.
Well, she's ex-wife, so maybe she went back to her maiden, or never even
Probably.
took your name. All right. Karen.
Who knows?
I'm gonna make her an administrator somewhere just for funsies.
Oh, no.
It's gonna happen. We're gonna run into her. She's gonna be the worst. She's gonna be the absolute worst.
Absolutely, she is.
Or maybe she'll be the nicest, and Koenig was just a jerk the whole time. I don't know.
Both of those.
Those are both good options.
Could be.
Tracks.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's Chuck. Okay, bottom row we got so we've got the officer ranked people at the top of the screen, and then we got these lowly guys down there. We got Spuds. Matt, who is Spuds, and who are you?
A Corporal Donald Spuds McKenzie, and I'm the eyes and ears of this here squad.
Oh goodness.
Me, you can find me streaming at a whole bunch of places. Garblight Games tomorrow, Masks and Nyarlathotep, and Sunday night Free League Alien.
Right on. Perfect. And then and also like expert southern US voices. Like
That's
he's got
right.
an array of them.
Southern and very southern.
So, and then finally we've got Jeremy. Jeremy, who are you?
Hello, I'm going to be playing Corporal Heckler W. Claymore. I'm the assault marine, the breacher. I'm here to do whatever Mama Bear, Master Sergeant tells us to do. She's the best damn leader ever. She only ran away to make us take responsibility for ourselves.
You're
It's a fact.
just so
Thanks for that.
supportive. Just so
Thanks.
supportive. Okay. So let's just dive in. Yeah, let's go. So one of the things I did a couple episodes back is I dropped like the mission objectives that you specifically had from your commanding officers, and there are three objectives that you all had when you were sent on this mission. One was to figure out who is controlling this hyperdyne moon, because there were these rumors about synthetics that were taking over. and to regain control of that moon without too much significant infrastructure damage. That is mostly complete. I'm going to put that out right now. You're not quite fully complete because there's still some spots here and there, but like for the most part, you have made significant progress on that objective. Objective 2 was to locate and recover the USS Asteria. Figure out what the hell happened to it. It is a very, very expensive attack frigate, Bougainville class, I think it's called. And there was 40 colonial Marines, marshals, and other support staff that are on it. You still don't know anything about that location. You have encountered several Marines. Some you rescued, others you let die, and others you've already found deceased. And that is kind of marked as incomplete because we still don't have the whereabouts of it. And then there's mission objective number 3, which was to dig into the secure databases for Hyperdyne, because your commanding officer, he had this suspicion that Hyperdyne was kind of up to something, wanted to see some of the black projects and things like that he might be working on. And you all had done that, and that's like a successful completion of objective, right? So if you want to see that, the players, that's up on the journal section. You can find the list of those mission objectives if you're curious. So last episode, you all were pushing down into the sub-levels of this synthetics factory that has existed on this moon for some time, Hyperdyne Systems. And as you were kind of exploring, you found evidence that the synthetic uprising kind of happened somewhat abruptly. There was like a birthday party that was interrupted. There was like old evidence of like some violence in some of the rooms here and there. This suggestion that like the people who were working here initially were human, but synthetics at some point over the past couple of months took it over. You discovered they started using language called nurseries. They were referring to the synthetic labs where they were actually building them. They were more like growing them almost like embryonically within these big vats and tubes. You found what looked like very, very large featureless synthetics that were like gestating in these breeding vats. Some were awake and confused, volatile, violent, etc. Others were still in the process of being woken up when Ripper was able to kind of hack into the systems and shut some of that down. You noticed that there was a woman, Barrett. You discovered a woman inside of a parked transport whose ID matched a woman's name that you saw on a birthday party banner. But after destroying that vehicle with her inside of it, because she attacked you, you discovered that she was actually a synth as well. You kept looking around. You found this med lab. You found a bunch of other consoles. You got into some both digital and physical files, and you learned a couple alarming things. So you learned that Hyperdyne has been engaging in significant amounts of corporate espionage, and through that has gained access to a bunch of information, a bunch of different black projects, a lot of them from Weyland-Yutani. They're formed who Hyperdyne used to be a subsidiary of. You found information about something called Project Cherub, which had to do with like consciousness transference. You had something to do with the Law Project, which we as people who've been watching the show, we know that's in reference to martial law, who was in like the first chapter of the game, and Cherub is in reference to Chet, who is in the previous chapter 2. And also reference to some sort of like imprinting process and a horribly failed experiments with an organism XX121. You found that the synths had been using modified these Pauling med pods to vivisect humans, like living humans, systematically delayering their faces and deconstructing tissue and skeletal structures, filtering that data, that learned architecture, into these attached 3D printing devices, and then creating synthetic copies of human faces, limbs, and various other body structures, which is seeming to suggest that they're developing the technology, and they have developed the technology to create copies of humans. And then you also noticed, as you were digging through some files, that there were some old saved designs, some human deconstructions that were successful. And you found like the faces of 2 people that you had saved when you were going through the living compound. One of those was Hazel, who was a pilot for an old ship called the Radamanthus, and the other was good old Bud McCall. And you brought them back to the chum bucket, and then you went back out to explore further. So here's where we're at, and you tell me what's going on. Koenig's dying. You guys are still in that med lab. Koenig's been dying this whole time. The Pauling med pods could be a Hail Mary attempt. This is also the closest thing you're going to be able to find to a med lab. You know that more than likely mechanically by the end of his next shift, he's not going to make it. You know that you brought synths aboard the chum bucket. You know that there's communications have been very, very spotty and that this has been kind of a signals black hole for some reason. You know that there's another wing to this factory sublevel. You know that there is a radio tower monitoring station on one of the mountains. You know that there is a destroyed refinery that you haven't looked at as well. And you still haven't figured out what happened to the Asteria. But you have collected a bunch of data, a bunch of stuff from Hyperdyne and seen some things. So I turn it back over to you as you all are once again in the factory sublevel, in the medical lab, and I'll let you all figure out what you want to do.
Jeff, one small little bookkeeping question.
Oh, yeah, what's up?
Isn't Koenig berserk at the moment?
Yeah, that's a good point. So Koenig just went and was... You guys were all doing various things. I can't remember what exactly set him off, but something set him off.
Alyssa, this was not the time to stop cheating at.
She's trying to
said anything.
Yeah.
She's trying to turn over a new leaf. So you guys look over and you see Koenig kind of, we'll say maybe he's staring, because there's like these two big bins filled with discarded body parts of Marines, presumably from the Asteria, from the Anchor Point garrison, colonial marshals and things, just bodies that are on some of these med pods. And maybe we'll say, just because it makes sense, that's maybe Koenig. Start getting angry, maybe? I don't know. What do you think, Chuck? What's Koenig? What's setting Koenig off in this room?
Fever-induced hallucination. Like just seeing that, all the parts and everything, and the thought if anyone could be synths and we sent synths back to the ship. They're all synths. That's all it is. Like everyone's got to go. I know I'm not, because I'm dying, and if you're dying, you can't be a synth. So they've all got to go.
So who do you lower your gun at first?
So God, I hate. There's Spuds, and then there's Adam's character,
Abbott.
Yeah, I'm north of you. Who's like hugging you at the bottom there? Oh, you moved.
Yeah, I don't know who that
There's-
is underneath.
That's Ripper. That's Jen.
I would feel really bad for killing them when they're not here. So Spuds, I'm sorry.
Oh
Okay.
No, not again. You're gonna shoot
So-
his arm off.
no! Don't do it.
Kona, go ahead and roll an attack.
Yeah, I'm going to take aim.
I guess I get a stress when you get shot by a friendly. Is that accurate?
Yeah, that'll work.
Okay.
I think he's gonna get the shot off, and then we'll decide if you guys can talk him out of this, or if you guys just put him down.
Let's put him down.
Ooh.
Okay.
Oh, pal.
Oh,
That's 3.
Roll your armor there, Spuds. Oh,
Okay.
look at that. You only take 1 point of damage then. So out of nowhere, you see Koenig just turn, lower his gun, stare really carefully at Spuds, and just pulls the trigger. All of you see this. I'm not going to roll initiative, but all three of you get a chance. What do you guys want to do with this?
What the hell?
Rush
You're
him and
sent.
hit him with the shield.
Okay.
and
Get
while
your
that's
shit
happening,
together. Seriously.
Can I try to do a command?
Yeah, go ahead.
Can I
Okay.
shoot him back?
You can, sure.
Okay.
Do whatever you want. All three of you get an action, and we'll say it's basically they're all kind of happening simultaneously. So yeah. Okay.
Okay.
So go ahead and roll stress, and then Chuck, go ahead and roll your armor. All right. Fortunately, he doesn't. The bullets don't pierce through. Fortunately for you, anyway. Okay, Claymore, are you trying to grapple him, or are you trying to literally attack him?
More grapple. Basically, I described it as pinning him with the riot shield, but largely just trying to use my bulk as well as that large, blunt instrument to just try and pin him down.
Okay. So then let's do. I'm trying to remember grapple rules. It's been a while.
It's a stunt you can do off close combat,
Okay.
so that you
Alright.
could basically give up a pip or a success to grapple instead of that.
Go for it. Roll your close combat.
I will. At least I think I will. Well,
Okay.
there's one.
So you're foregoing damage just to sort of knock him down with the shield, okay,
Yeah.
or like grab hold of him. All right, and then Barrett, what do you say to him?
We have ways to figure this out. You just calm down. And I think I can command somebody out of a condition.
Yeah, you
that
gotta
they're in.
roll.
And I can
think
push
you gotta
twice
roll it.
because I have influence as a talent.
Okay. Well, you don't need to push. That's a good thing. But you do have to roll stress, and you are. I guess I don't know. She said something that probably gets through to you, Koenig, or maybe it's just the cold floor as you're getting knocked down. I don't know. What would convince Koenig?
Cold floor hits me. I don't know whatever Mama Bear would say, but all right, fine. Y'all got to prove it to me.
That's what I was saying. We can just we know how we can do this. Don't have to shoot at people to test it. We can just
Can't take risks.
do a little poke, and it'll be
We've
fine.
already.
You ignored me when I told you to cut Bud's finger.
I was trying to get
How's-
him to. I guess I did. That's my bad.
Right? So, like, it's
You're
okay
very
to be an
reasonable
asshole.
very quickly.
I'm bleeding red here.
Okay, I've proven that Spuds is good.
Oh, that's
I wasn't
interesting.
trying to kill you. Just what?
Has anyone here not taken damage yet?
I don't know how.
I'm just kind of curious. Like, I'm just kind of curious if like no one's got any blood showing. No any red blood. What does that mean? Spuds is clean, right?
I'm
Okay.
clean. You've all seen my insides.
I think I took damage at some point. I'm just not
Okay.
currently down anything.
All right. So
You
you've got.
know what? All right, fine. Mama Bear's not drawing blood. She got hurt already. Me, I'm fit and fiddle. But I'm gonna grab my knife. I'm just gonna hold my hand over your face. You sick fuck. You stupid son of a bitch. Shooting your team member. Just dripping it right in your face. Damn you.
Claymore,
That's-
stand down. It's a stressful
sorry.
situation.
Right over it.
Let's just
I'm sorry.
All right.
Sorry.
No, that was my bad. I could have handled that better.
I could have too.
I'm
You
gonna
know,
walk over to Claymore and say, he doesn't have much time left. Let's not
yeah, I
had to
can get
keep him
away
from
with
shooting Spuds.
just saying.
I'm not
Thank
good
you.
at saying. I'm good at doing. I'm really sorry. That was a stupid thing for me to do.
Well,
I won't
listen.
do it again.
shit. Y'all can blame my ex-wife for this. It's PTSD or some shit. Always, sneak attacks and shit like that.
So who can run one of these machines here? So we can try to stick you in one of these things and try to get you better.
You can do that.
All right, let's do it.
Okay. So, if this is what we're gonna do, so the rules are he's gonna get a chance here, but if this med roll fails, he goes to 0 HP because he's down to 1 at the moment, and he breaks. And at the end of at 10 hours from now, he's got to do another one, and if he fails that, he's dead, like he just dies. Okay.
Oh.
So, what we were talking about ahead beforehand is like whether or not assisting can work, and we're gonna let assisting go through. Abbott can. Well, so what we can do is we can say we put you in the med pod. Abbott can probably assist with that because he's got medical aid. Does anybody else have medical aid on their character sheets?
Negative.
No.
Let's see if
We're
Ripper
all
does.
reverse healers here.
Yes.
Does Ripper have some medical aid points? She does not. Okay.
This form of medicine is killing your enemy before they can hurt you.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think it's like so I'll give you +2 with Abbott because he does have like his own surgical kit. So Chuck, I'm gonna let you roll it. It's 12d6.
Okay.
You need 6 successes all at once.
Could happen.
Can happen.
Here goes.
Probably not going to. Oh.
No, I got 3.
I mean, 3's so good.
It is. It's really good. And you
It's
guys
only half of
watch
what I need.
as Koenig kind of strips down, gets out of his armor a little bit, lays down, and the one clean of these 3 med pods. You can see that Abbott steps up to the controls, punches in some operational procedures, then closes down. You hear the tss as it seals. You see this crazy surgical arm just kind of come out of one of these receptacles and just begins kind of cutting through. And although it does manage to kind of clean out a little bit of the wounds and stitch up after it's done, when this actually comes off, when everything's, Koenig doesn't look any better, and unfortunately this means Koenig's broken, which
You
means he
take
can't.
an
Yeah.
injury from breaking that way?
No, I don't think so. I think you just go to 0 HP, because
Okay.
that would make no sense. Because like, how do you break your leg from that? So
Yeah, you just
yeah. Okay. So now you have, I mean, almost dead weight on your hands. You've got issues with the chum bucket, knowing that there are at least 2 synths on board that, and they don't know. Your fellow crew members don't know. You still don't know what the Asteria is. There's a whole west wing of this factory. There's the signal tower on top of the mountain, and then there's the destroyed refinery that you saw when you made Planetfall. What do we do now?
First step is finish clearing this building out. We're here.
Okay.
We've cleared through most of it. Let's finish clearing it out.
Okay.
Like my ex-wife, I ain't gonna be much good. Ain't gonna be able to do much.
Does your trigger finger still work?
Do you say near
Oh.
cold fish?
they get
Cold
worse
fish.
there as you get sicker.
Yeah, they are. At least if I go now, I'll be able to set up an ambush for when she finally makes it to hell.
It's like the greatest. Abbott will probably chime up at this point, like, Master Sergeant Barrett, or whatever his voice is. We do have the 2 Marines that we saved that are currently guarding our ATV. We could take Koenig back to the ATV, as opposed to bringing him further into danger.
I think we
Yeah,
would
don't
have to
forget. Don't
verify
forget.
the
Look,
humanness of those 2 Marines there.
I think you guys did, actually. I think you did cut them.
Oh yeah, that's right. We did.
Yeah, we wouldn't give them the APC until
Mhm.
we did.
Fair point.
Okay, so what's the plan then?
Sarge, what's the next call?
Well, Koenig, you did us well.
Yep. Put this old dog out to pasture. Just take me behind the barn like old Yeller. and Put 2 in my head.
I mean, if that's what you really want, but that's
Take you outside and see what we can do once we're back. Abbott, take him out with the other ones, and we're gonna sweep the rest of the building.
Okay. For the sake of just simple, for ease of, it will say maybe all of you sweep up, bring Koenig back. We'll say that because Jen's not here, we'll say Ripper and Abbott stays behind. Abbott to tend to Koenig, obviously, because he's synth corpsman. And then you guys did manage to pull a bunch of hard drives and other materials. So Ripper can kind of get to work on that kind of stuff sitting inside the ATV at that point. You've got Dawson and Lopez, who were the 2 Marines that you found. Lopez will stay behind, or no, Dawson will stay behind, and Lopez will kind of gear up from whatever you have left over on Koenig or whatever's on the ATV, and we'll hop into the fight. So what is Lopez? Tell us about Lopez, Chuck.
Lopez, rifleman, private, young kid, You know, kind of baby faced. He's trying to grow out some facial hair to make him look tougher, but it's not going so well. God, what else? He's got a girl at home. Real sweet thing. Name's Mercedes. And when I get home, I want to propose to her, make her my wife. Got my ring right here. Got the engagement ring already bought. Mostly, it's a payment plan. But you know, Mercedes is fantastic. She can't cook worth shit, but you know, she's pretty great everywhere else.
Oh goodness. Okay, I'm just getting everybody up. All right, so then we'll say that all takes about 15 or so minutes to get up, get Koenig situated. The four of you come back down. You're back into this intersection here. You remember that you went east into the sort of nursery one, but you do know that there's a second nursery over in this direction. So it's been about 15 or 20 minutes since you put Koenig through the med pod. You've probably been in the factory now for a couple hours between sweeping it, exploring it, waiting for the med pod to actually do its work on Koenig. You remember that the room to the northeast had a variety of like synth limbs, artificial limbs. The room to the northwest was a series of what looked like kind of engineering stations for designers and stuff like that, programmers. To the southeast, there was what looks like a lounge of some kind. It was all messed up. And then there was the conference room to the southwest. And there was like the kind of broken junction box to the south. So the only place you haven't explored is through these doors off to the west. And so that's where we're at. How do you want to handle it?
All right, let's go. Claymore, you're up.
Well,
All
okay. Sarge, all due respect, can I listen first?
Of course.
All right, go ahead and roll an observation test there, Spuds. Okay.
Oh, the damn trimble's back.
Don't forget, by the way, you guys have those like personal items that you can always use at times. Like
All
Chuck
right,
and I were talking about earlier.
I've got a potato.
Are you kidding me?
I come from a long line of potato farmers.
How long have you had that thing? It's gotta be so
It's got a few
raunchy.
eyes on it.
Jeez.
Gosh.
All right. You hear, in addition to like, you definitely hear like the machine hum that you heard from the east nursery, but you hear loud banging, like smashing, coming from through. Something is. You hear how many successes you had? 3? I think you had 3. You hear smashing, someone like heavy banging, and then you hear what sounds almost like this loud moan similar to what you heard when you first came into the East Nursery. And we just got raided. Thank you, lords and ladies of fate. We are continuing Alien tonight. So yeah, that's what you hear, Spuds, as you lean to the wall.
Sorry.
So your
Progressively
assessment,
more
Corporal?
obnoxious characters. Come on, Cap.
I enjoy
Right.
obnoxious characters personally. I really do.
Okay, I'll turn back to the others, and there's some loud banging and such in there, and we best be careful. Maybe more of them synthetics.
Let's do this. I want to get
Weapons up.
some kills on me, man.
Why don't
Okay.
you go behind Claymore?
Got it.
Doors all
Right.
yours.
Let's do it. I don't really know how to do any fancy door openings. I suppose I'll just do some heavy machinery. Unless anybody has a reason not to.
Yep, that'll work. Okay. It's takes a little doing, but you're able to sort of wrench it free. You probably can get your shield kind of like wedge it between and then use that as leverage to kind of pop the door as they slide back into their sockets. And when you open up, you see something very similar to the layout of the Eastern Nursery as it pops open. And you can see straight ahead, it has the same kind of sunken little nursery bay that you saw with the previous, with the Eastern lab. So let me.
Quick, close the door. We're done here.
Master Sergeant, does the rule apply still if there's more than one rock? It's okay.
You can see that it's a slightly different setup, but for the most part, it's kind of the same. You can see like one of those large tanks filled with the synth fluid, and then you can see like the sunken like almost coffin-shaped boxes where they're gestating the synths. You hear banging off to the left as you open the door, and that's where you hear the banging and the moaning from. It doesn't seem to respond, despite the fact that you weren't particularly quiet when you were like wrenching open this door. But you also see to your right there is an open door, so to the north on the map, and like there's an emergency light that's kind of flooding out into the room, and there's some barrels and things that have been thrown about here and there.
Could be survivors, could be not. Keep your eyes peeled.
Only to find out.
Right.
Let's go shoot some shit.
All right,
And
who's
I'll
going
go.
first?
Oh,
You're
I'll
on
go
first?
oh, I think we're both rushing in together.
Okay.
Him,
Each other's side.
protocol. Yeah.
So the two of you rush inside, and as you do, you notice that to the south, so if you want to move up one more step there, Chuck, you'll be able to see it, I think. To the south, you can see that there are two of those very large, featureless, just big sacks of like dripping white dermis are smashing their arms, these like, which have kind of become loose and doughy as they're smashing them against what looks like the garage door that goes out into the subtunnel that connects the different modules of the base. With your arrival, one of them does look over their shoulder, and you can see, again, no face, nothing, just that sort of this dripping wet mass. You can see that two of the actual containers have their lids open. They're both on the southern side over here. And the one that does turn around, you just hear it like this muffled, like this pained sound as it begins to turn around, its arm kind of flailing around, and it charges at you guys. So we're gonna go and do initiative, I think.
Oh, boy.
So this is easy this time.
Is there more than one or just
There
one?
are two. There are
More
two.
than
That are-
one.
That's more than
Claymore.
one.
Two is more than one.
Math.
I think I hear something going on with the APC. I'm just gonna go back, check
Don't
that
stay
out.
here. Watch this. It's awesome.
All right, let's begin combat. All right, so Lopez, you are first. Here's your
okay.
chance.
I'm gonna take aim, and I'm gonna shoot. My gun. Nope.
I don't know why it starts like middle on Barrett. Like it's Lopez drew the 2. It's weird.
Oh.
No.
I'm gonna
New kid rushes into battle, turns, freaks out, fires, misses.
There we go.
That's better.
Focuses.
That's better.
All right, go ahead. And, let's see. It's 2 points of damage total, right?
Should be 3.
3 points of damage.
Base
sorry.
damage
Okay.
is 2 plus 1. Yeah.
Okay, good deal. So you turn around. We'll say the one on the right. Let me see if I can readjust the screen ever so slightly so we can see all of this on the... Okay. So we'll say the one on the right is the one that you unload on. And as you do, you can see that on the wall behind it, as the bullets from your gun just smash right into the giant like white torso and explode outward onto the back, but it seems undeterred in its desire to sort of charge at you. Is
Sergeant, there's big soggy sock dudes over here. What do we do?
Claymore, you're next.
Lopez, get down. And there are more than one. So I'm going to
There are
use my
indeed.
rocket launcher.
Go for it, man.
I've been dying to use that thing forever. I assume
Okay.
I just click to shoot it like a regular gun in this
It
one.
should, yeah. It should work.
Aim.
I kind of don't want to take aim so I can still defend myself.
Okay.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking about defending myself.
I'm totally gonna kill 2 of Chuck's characters in one night.
I'm
I'm gonna push it because I really want this to be a good shot.
Okay.
All
Oh
right.
God. All right. What's the total damage?
So it has a damage of 5 armor piercing, and then we had 2 extra successes, so 7.
Okay. 7 total damage. Okay. So as this thing explodes, you see that one of them seems to take, like, one of its arms just sort of wrenches and rips even further and kind of slumps down to the ground as one of them has gone broken. The other one, however, is okay still. As the dust begins to settle, you can see that there's a big old blast mark on the interior of this door. You know that these are blast doors; they're probably pretty sturdy, but nonetheless, like this, you could see that the actual door itself has begun to crumble a little bit under the weight of the rocket explosion, as around them all these little drips of white have just erupted. Yeah, and so
Nice shots.
so yeah, just a slow action of the other one. All right. Okay, so that's them, and then next up, it's gonna be. Okay, it's gonna be the one that actually was broken, but you see this huge leak just rupturing and pouring that this synth fluid out. It's nonetheless going to move, but it doesn't have its slow action, so it's just going to charge up right onto Lopez. Then it's Barrett's turn.
Good thing you wore your brown pants, Lopez.
So thankful they're standard issue.
All right, I'm going to shoot at this thing. Take aim. Sorry, one more. 2 damage.
See what you did there? She shot, and then she said take aim. Classic. That's classic Melissa.
Do Nate bot.
Classic Melissa. No, it's all good. What's the total? Awesome.
Just 2.
All right, 2 points. Okay, still up. So the one that charged at Lopez, or the one that and you can't aim actually because you got to move because you're around the corner.
Oh, I thought I was just inside.
No, that's a hard corner right there. So unless you want to shoot like Lopez or Claymore, I think you're gonna have to use your
Let me keep this one for a little bit longer.
your fast action to move in first and then fire. So that's fine.
Okay.
Are you attacking the one that's on Lopez, or are you attacking the one that's at the door?
The one that is. How?
You can see the one that's on Lopez, like there's this huge chunk missing, like this rip in the dermis in its torso, and it's just absolutely venting liquid onto the ground, spilling. The one by the door also looks to have taken some significant damage from the explosion of the RPG, but is actually still intact.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the one by the wall.
Okay. By the wall,
the
the
door.
one over by the door. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. All right. And it is that one's turn. And since you specifically just fired at it, I think it's going to come. So it's fast action to charge, change space, get up to you, and then I think it's going to.
This is gonna be bad.
As it stands over, and I want to remind everybody that these things are like 8-9 feet tall. These things are not like human size. Their legs, their arms look to be like malshapen in some way. It was almost like they're still in the process of being sculpted. But it nonetheless charges at you. You again, no eyes, no nose, no mouth. It's just a kind of a blank mannequin, kind of doughy but dripping with that fluid. And it's going to reach up one of these malshapen arms, and then the second one kind of comes up, not quite in unison, as if its synchronicity is right off, its balance is off, and it's just going to do this huge hammer smash down with 2 of its arms.
I hope you don't roll well. I'm just saying. I am not very beefy.
You're not very beefy. Okay. It's okay. They're just unarmed attack.
No.
So as
Still
it
no.
just smashes down on you, that's 3 points of damage. Roll your armor still.
2
Okay,
successes.
your armor absorbs 2 of it, so then you take 1 point of damage.
All right.
Okay, so you manage to, but it's kind of a horrifying to watch as this huge creature comes up, stands in front of Barrett, and with these crooked, malformed arms, just smashes down like it's some kind of gorilla. And Barrett, You can see she doubles over as the force of the blow brings down Claymore. You remember when you were in the other room, like it was towering over top of you. If not for your shield, who knows what could it have done to you. But Barrett, Mama Bear, does seem to still be kicking. And then finally, it's going to be Spuds. You're last. What's up? What do you want to do? Throw a
Run
potato
away.
at it?
Yeah. I don't need to move to see it now, do I?
Yeah, you got sight on one, yeah.
Yeah, excellent. I'll take aim. Take aim and fire at the one that just struck the Sarge.
Go for it.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Let's push it.
Okay.
Please. Oh my gosh.
Sorry, Sarge.
Between Sarge being there, Lopez still kind of obscure, plus you're shooting through like a wrenched open door, like you're trying to take aim, but it's, despite the size of this thing, it's not easy to get a perfect beeline on it. And you just fire, and you can see that the tank back here that's standing and like it's huge. This thing is a good 15 feet tall. You can see some of the bullets from your missed shot begin to plink, plink, plink into that, and you can start to see cracks beginning to form inside of the tank itself. We swing back around, and Lopez, it's your turn.
Oh man. I'm going to fall back a ways. Then I'm going to shoot at the one that was up on me.
All right, I think you got to roll, was it a mobility test? Since it's in melee with you to get away. Isn't that right, Matt? Believe that's the case.
I don't think so. I don't remember.
Is that or is that a different free league game?
Got me a success.
Okay. Yeah, you're fine then. Go ahead. All right, then go. So you step away, fast action, and then you've got your free action or your slow action. Excuse me.
I'm gonna push it.
Okay, go for it. Lopez just pushing it.
3, so 4 damage.
All right, and this is the one that's already had its ruptured fluid pump. So I'm gonna roll another critical injury, and you just unload, and you manage to get a few good shots right up towards its head. You rip through the neck. You see the head just sort of dip over to the side, and just fall to the ground, just completely fall free. There's this tiny bit of like that white dermis that's stringy, still kind of connecting to it here and there, but it just falls to the ground. You see spurts of.
I got it. It's dead.
But nonetheless, it stays standing.
Oh no!
You've damaged it, but keep at it.
Claymore. You've got one of this headless one where its head fell to the ground like a soccer ball. You've got another one that's on Mama Bear, putting some hurt on her.
Yeah, I know the logical thing to do would be to focus fire on the one below me, but
Nobody touches my Mama Bear. Get off of her, you son of a bitch.
I'm gonna come in and beat on it.
Go for it.
So yeah, stun baton and shield.
Okay. So you
And
come
I'll
up
push
onto Mama Bear. Oh boy.
Wow. So total of 5 successes.
Okay.
So 6 damage.
All right. So let me do the stamina, because I got to do a stamina whenever you use that thing. Passes the stamina, and then I'll roll critical injury because you did enough to take it down. Describe how you somehow dislocated its head there, Claymore.
Basically, whatever thing it was leaning down as it's trying to gorilla pound Mama Bear, I just grab a clump of whatever that nasty flesh is as I reach up with the shield hand and just. A baton shouldn't be able to hack away flesh, but with enough brute force, it's like sloughing off more than being chopped off.
Now this is the first time I think someone's actually touched one of these. So as you reach up and grab and pull down, you know, you've worked with Abbott begrudgingly, and you know that, and begrudgingly you probably shook his hand, or he's like helped you up, or you've helped him up, or something like that has happened. So you've kind of, and he feels more or less like skin. It's got a sturdiness to it, right? But also there's a slight give. This stuff just kind of just almost tears down. Like it's almost like tissue paper in some ways. It's stringy, it's gummy as you start to pull down. Like it's not yet hardened. It's like clay that hasn't yet gone into the kiln. It's just that kind of flexibility and malleability is there as you kind of reach it and wrench it down. And so the head kind of extends, and you see like a long piece of gum. It's just hanging down by the stomach area, and like this stretched part back up to the top of the head. And that'll be that turn.
Oh.
And then it will come around to the other one, who's already missing its head. And I believe this one, all fast actions become slow actions. But you are in range for it to do a slow action on you, Claymore, as you stepped up towards it. So it's just going to smash down on you. And that's 2 total damage. Is it again just that awkward, and without even really looking, just wild flails. Go ahead and roll your
I will, because I had to
armor.
move, so I don't have a chance to.
Yeah.
Okay, armor. There you are.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Between the shield that you managed to maybe get ever so slightly to help deflect it, and then just the sturdiness of your armor itself, despite like the ferocity of the blow, it doesn't get through to truly harm you. All right, so then Barrett, you've got 2 of these things. Their heads have been sort of ripped or pulled or wrenched free. They've been filled with bullets. They've been hit with a rocket-propelled grenade, and they are still coming. What you doing?
Yeah, we're too. Can I do the same thing that Lopez did? To kind of do like a disengage and a backup kind of a thing.
Yeah, I could be wrong. It could be I know it's in some Freely games. It might not be an Alien. I don't recall. So it's fine. But you can roll mobility. Go ahead. Yeah, you're fine.
All right, and then I want to shoot back at that one.
Yeah, so go ahead and place yourself where you want to be.
Okay. Is there any way that I can kind of put some cover in here a little bit?
Yeah, you could easily get behind one of those barrels to the north easily enough.
All right. And then shoot.
Okay. All right, so
Damage.
don't forget, people who get one of those face huggers while you're shooting, you do empty the clip. So keep that in mind as well. So you do empty the clip. You do get damage off onto it. They don't have any armor, so this will... let me roll again. Yeah, so
nice.
Is that the one? So yeah, you managed to describe where you hit this thing as it finally kind of comes to a halt.
I feel like with the head dislocation that just happened by Claymore, there's going to be something visible kind of in that kind of wound area with the head kind of flopping around. So that's what she takes aim at and just shoots right at.
You just tear through it and it falls down. So we'll say the one right here, next to the left of Claymore on the screen.
Yep, that's the one.
Will be the one that kind of goes down. This other one's still up. And it, I believe, goes next. Oh, no, it doesn't, because it already went. So it was a good one to kill, actually. And Spuds, you're up.
All right.
You saw the one that you could see. You can see that Barrett managed to take down. You don't have a really good shot at this other one, though. So if you try to shoot from there, you can. But I'm going to give it some cover since it's around a hard corner.
What? All right. Sure. Yeah.
I'm just going to give it like 2 cover. So, but go ahead and roll your attack if you want to do it from there.
Yeah, let's do it.
Nice.
All right.
Wow.
Do you want to push?
No, I'll take the. Do I want to push, guys?
Yeah.
All right.
Once a synth is so damaged, they just roll a crit injury regardless. I don't think extra.
Fine.
Armor didn't help.
So
so
2. Ooh, I just lost it. 2, 3, 4, 5 points of damage.
I'm gonna give you 2 for that one. All right, yeah. I'm gonna say the first wave of your fire just rips off one of its arms. It just kind of goes flailing backwards and flops onto the ground, and then you manage to just kind of carve and cut right through it with that amount of damage. I feel like that amount of damage deserves like 2 crits at that point. So yeah, both of them fall down at this point, and they seem, at the very least, shut down. Whether or not they can be repaired, that's probably beyond your knowledge currently.
Same
Look
thing as
around.
last room. We need to get this little nursery area
Okay.
shut down.
Yeah, but your Comtech Marine is upstairs. So who wants to take a crack
I can
at the
shoot it.
console?
No good with Comtech, but I'm good with bullets.
I can do it, Sarge. Let me add it.
All right.
Go ahead and try.
Spuds, you can take a +2 since this has already been done. So since she already did it once, I'll give you a +2 bonus. So you kind of hit the console itself.
One success, and it stands at that because we got ourselves an alien.
Okay. You yeah, it's a confusing system. It's probably a little beyond your familiarity. It's not just like opening or closing a door. It's got some sort of similarity to like the beds you guys go into when you go down for sleep when you're doing like long distance travel, but you think you managed to shut them down, but there's like a countdown to it. You see like it's like a slow shutdown. You know that Ripper mentioned there was some kind of emergency shutdown. You weren't able to figure out how to do that, so you just have like it's kind of the slow shutdown of it, and you can hear like the sounds of the beds kind of going down, but you also can hear the sounds of rumbling and smashing on the inside of these beds as if they're trying to break free.
Jeff, did you say there was a noise to the north when we were coming in? Is there
No, there's a
noise in both
light. There was
directions?
a light to the right, to the north, bleeding out through a door.
Okay. Claymore, I'm gonna check this out over here. If you can come join me.
Boss, permission to stick my face in there first like an idiot.
Lopez, keep an eye on Spuds while he's doing the comtech. Make sure nothing comes down the hall.
Okay, so as the two of you go into that room to the north, you can see that it's very similar in layout to some of the other rooms that you've looked at. If you want to move yourself through the door, it'll actually start to show for you, Melissa. But you gotta step into it.
Still got some
One sec.
shadows.
Yeah.
Oh, sugar.
All right, there we go. That should work. Okay.
Yep.
So you step through, and you notice that like there's.
Yeah.
So let me describe it. Just let me describe what you see first before you freak out. Everyone just calm down. Okay, you step through, and you can see that it looks to be there's this long kind of console of desks along the left-hand side. There's this broken glass window. It's very similar to the labs you saw in the Eastern Wing. They seem to be observing another laboratory room. Very dark in there. It's only got the emergency lights that are flashing. You can see that there's like a handful of cabinets on your right as when you walk in, and immediately to the left as you walk in, there's this set of doors that seem to have been wrenched open, like wrenched free, off to your left that go into the lab that this little observation room is looking into. There's a handful of consoles, computer consoles and stuff up here. Looks like there's some like food trays off to the right as well, and chairs that have been strewn about, including like you can see like lab coats and things. What do you want to do? I'm trying to see where everybody is on the map. So yeah, when you step up, looks like you're stepped right to the door, right, Jeremy?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so when you step up to the door, you notice when you look inside that you can see that there are 6 total beds in here. There's like these platform, like kind of metal plastic platforms. They have these security arms that seem to be strapping down whoever's laying inside. You notice that right in front of you in the bed closest to you, I'm going to just move you in so the
Okay.
stream can maybe see some more of it. You can see that there is a like nascent synthetics strapped down to this particular bed.
What is going on here?
Why?
Is it
Sorry, I'm just trying
moving
to
or
figure out.
twitching or
Yeah, just give me 1 second. I was just trying to
oh
get
sure.
the display working. Okay. Yeah, so you can see that the synth that's on top of this platform, you can see that it appears to be in some kind of process of like realignment and reshaping. You can see that the limbs themselves have been detached and separated on top of the platform itself. So there's just a torso, there's the head, and then you can see that there's this security metal strap over top of the chest. The legs and arms are detached, and you can see that they've been kind of reshapen and kind of sliced into a series of like discs, and some of those discs have been pulled out, almost like you're cutting like a chunk of like tube meat or something like that. And it's thrashing around, but because it has no actual control of arms or limbs, it's just sitting there in that dull moan that you've heard before, like it's in pain. When you look to the northern platform on the other side, something similar, but you can see that the arms here are attached. It's motionless, however, but you can see that the face of this thing seems to be in the process of like systematic like reconstruction. It looks like some of the sack has been peeled away. Various like shunts and clamps have been shoved down into the face, and so all you really see are these like metal tools that are sticking out of its face, where the dermis has been peeled back and like pinched to these almost like clothesline pins, keeping it open. You also see like on the ground next to the one to the north, you can see that there's another one of those Paul models that's on the ground. Looks to have been partially ripped open and is like twitching. Thanks, Logan. Thank you for that gift sub. And it went right to correct. Yeah, it's beautiful. There's other things in there, like cabinets and stuff like that as well. You can see that these small kind of sort of tubes, it looks like, of that synth liquid in between each of these platforms. And then you got 3 more platforms on the left-hand side. None of them seem to have anything occupy them. And they also look damaged in some way.
There's good news and there's bad news. This room is really fucked up, but maybe we can take one of these things back alive. It's just like it's like a torso and some other pieces separated. They were clearly in the process. I don't know. It's quite messed up in here.
That it is. Is there anything else over by one of the tables in here that we see?
Yeah, you can see that there's some cabinets in there, like in the room that you're in. You're in like the observation office.
Mm-hmm.
You can see that there's a fairly large heavy-duty cabinet here. There's like a smaller cabinet on top of which it looks to be like really old like food trays. There's this kind of long like what looks like a console desk. There's some lighting and power that still seems to be going through it, like emergency power might be funneling to some of these systems. A couple chairs over top of which looks like lab coats and stuff have been strewn. But that's all you really see. Down in the other room, though, I'm going to need Lopez to go ahead and make an observation test while Spuds is trying to kind of get through these controls.
Sure. Observation. I got a success.
You notice that the lid for the northern bed that I just pinged is like actually opening. It's like call it like 1 o'clock if you look at the clock around that central tank has started to open, and you can see one of those big like nascent synths is sort of starting to slop out of it as a mess load of that synth fluid begins to splash down onto the floor through the vents down into what some sort of collection chamber below the vents are, as it begins to slowly stand up.
This didn't happen last time.
Yeah. Let's shoot it.
I can't see my token anymore, Jeff. I only see the room that the others are in.
Really?
That's weird.
You're right there. I see you. That's strange. Let me see.
That whole room's black.
You might make sure that they've got some base level of vision.
Yeah, so I'm checking.
So we
Yeah.
can fight like a whole lot of these things, or maybe we cut and run. Back.
Any better, Matt?
I'll reload.
Okay, yeah, just realize like the settings look fine. Okay, so yeah, one of them begins to open. If you want to unload, Lopez, go ahead.
Say that again. Open
If
fire.
you want to unload, you said you wanted to fire at
Oh,
it, right? So
yeah.
you're welcome to go ahead. and do it.
Yeah.
Permission to fire.
I'll take my aim and I'll light it up.
Oh,
Yeah, you
Come on,
will.
push.
Oh my goodness! And you're gonna push? Okay.
Yeah.
I like Lopez.
wow.
So 5 successes. So that's going to be,
6.
what is that, 6 damage?
Mhm.
Holy crap!
Yeah.
So as this thing starts to get out and it pulls itself free, kind of slopping down, you have a little bit of the high ground on it as it goes to stand up, and you just unload as it like kind of falls down onto the grates. It begins to slowly get up, however. Spuds, you're in the same room. Do you see anything yet, Matt?
Yes, I reloaded, so it works now.
Okay. You're welcome to take a shot as well, as this thing is still kind of disoriented from just getting out. If you want to take a shot, and also obviously Claymore and Barrett, you would hear the sound of gunfire from behind. You want to push that with 2 successes?
No.
All right. So it's a total of.
Do you still have the 3 stress reduction from Korian if anybody needs it?
Are you firing from your weapon, Matt? That looks like range combat.
Oh.
Don't forget
Do you
your
want me to
weapon
re-roll?
prop. Well, yeah, your weapon might have
Oh,
a
I didn't
bonus
get
on
my
it.
bonus, did I?
Yeah.
All right.
Got him.
Oh,
Got him.
thanks,
Yes.
Jeff.
Yes.
I guess I'll push this one.
We'll
There you
see.
go.
There you go. Everything's fine. You got
3
even more this time.
successes.
That's 4 total damage, which is
4
enough to
damage.
actually brings it right down to 0. So I will immediately roll. Yeah, you take out its legs. As it falls, you guys, this thing's about 5 feet deep in terms of that little nursery area. And you just fire down and you just completely rip apart its legs to the point where it's got to stay prone. It can only crawl, and it's 5 feet below you. So you've effectively disabled this thing and kept it at bay. In the other room, you hear the gunfire. You also see what you see, Claymore. So what are you two doing up here?
Should we just finish these things off and
I'm happy to oblige with that. I was actually just talking with Abbott earlier about how to kill a toaster humanely.
glad you two are bonding. Let's put that to action.
As I just go through and brutally beat them. So
Sure,
I'm not wasting
yeah.
ammo on these things.
Oh yeah, I'm not gonna make you roll because they are literally strapped down. As you just brutally they smash and smash and smash away until you just kind of rip apart the heads and they just kind of explode like cantaloupe. Okay. Anything else the two of you doing in
I'm
either
gonna
of
sort of
those
stand in
rooms?
the doorway so that I can kind of keep an eye on both rooms and just like make
Mhm.
sure that like neither of these two suddenly kind of rise from their tables, and making sure that the main room doesn't have anything else going on in it.
Yeah, you see Koenig and Spuds are just at the edge of the synth land, and they're just free firing down. Occasionally, you see like splurts of white coming up from below.
Claymore, let's get that room cleared so we can get on back.
Yes, ma'am. Let me just wipe some milk off my face. That one was a gusher.
Lopez, you notice as you're standing by the edge that another one of these containers, you hear like a and it begins to open up, one right in front of you, 3 o'clock on the.
Start shooting. Just
Okay. I think you get the feeling at this point, though, that these are slowly beginning to come. So whatever emergency shutdown Ripper was able to actually implement when she was doing it, unfortunately, Spuds wasn't able to find that, and so slowly it's shutting down. But also, some of these are ripping themselves free from these containers before that happens. So go ahead. She has the
Claymore, we need
contact.
them
Marine.
rockets in here.
Claymore, you hear somebody yell the magic words at you.
There must be more than one.
Oh no.
Okay.
I
no.
dropped something.
What'd you drop?
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. Someone rolled me a d10 divided by 2 and see what I drop. It's 3. 1, 2. My polymer climbing rope.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
No spelunking
Now-
for you.
The prone one can throw it up and climb up with its.
Oh god.
Oh, there. Okay. All right. So do you go running, Claymore?
Like there's kind of like the dog like looking at the owner, like, is it okay? Is it okay? Is it okay? If there's like
Barrett
any
nods.
nod whatsoever, Claymore goes rushing in.
Okay. So you start running back. Barrett, you're still in the lab room. You haven't told me what you're doing. And then Spuds, if you wanted to take another open shot at these, you're welcome to.
Yeah, I want to back up, but I have all the tokens selected. How do I?
Do you not have
he's-
Ah, there we go.
left click to deselect?
I don't know what the heck was. No, it wasn't working. It's bizarre.
Go into the configure settings. Make sure you have it toggled. You have
Okay.
to toggle it.
Cool. All right, I'm gonna back up to where Lopez is. I'll get next
Mhm.
to him and then I'll fire.
Yeah, these things are tall enough that you can easily see their torsos.
Clip goes dry.
The two of you just
The two of us click, 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 click.
and it's gonna go then, and it's gonna come right at you guys actually, and it's gonna get right up onto Lopez and take a shot at Lopez. Lopez, I'm sorry, that's not supposed to be private. Let me put that. Let me re-roll that. Man, 7 successes too. That's crazy. 1 point of damage as it comes up, smashing at you wildly with a not yet fully completed arm.
Armor that.
Okay, you're good.
Okay.
Claymore, it's at this point you probably turn around the corner and you can see that one of them has closed the distance and is on top of both Lopez and Spuds. Barrett, you can see this too. What do you two want to do?
Rocket launcher.
No wait.
Wait.
I approve of that message. Let's do it.
No, I'll join the scrum.
And I'll shoot before he gets out of the room.
Okay. All right, so go ahead and Barrett, take your shot.
I'll
Give me your
push
total. Okay.
Nice.
Give me the total.
4.
Okay, this thing's getting ripped but still standing. Claymore charges in, you said.
Yeah.
Go ahead and move yourself up. Spuds, I think you would, since you were the one who was working on it, I mean, between you and Lopez, you guys would realize, like, these things are still... Like, there's these... Like, the shutdown is happening too slowly, and they're kind of breaking free before they're flushed, to speak. So, at some point... something might be done about that. But Claymore, you come running in.
Okay. I couldn't reach it with one movement action though, correct?
No, not from
Okay.
being inside there.
Okay. Well, in that case, I'll take a shot.
Okay.
Go and
Was that 3?
yeah.
Okay.
No.
Oh.
Click, 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 click. As you
That's
do.
okay.
Okay. Still standing though. As
So,
this thing
Claymore,
has.
do you have a grenade launcher?
I do actually, yeah.
Okay.
I've got a rocket launcher and also I have like an underbarrel rocket launcher. And I also have some regular grenades. And I have a flamethrower.
As many explosive and incendiary items.
Because
Which
I have
might
the
be
ammunition.
useful.
I have the firebomb ammunition, but I don't actually have the grenade launcher.
Okay. Lopez, you
You're
can
my
see.
favorite person ever.
You can see over at around 10 o'clock another one of those lids beginning to open. All right. Back around to Spuds and Lopez then. You guys ran out of ammo. So you you emptied your clip, I should say.
I am going to run up to where Claymore and Barrett are. So I'll give you a mobility.
Okay.
Going in opposite directions.
Well, I don't know that.
I'm gonna get rid of those.
Ah,
Okay. You do effectively get away.
oh, and then I freeze.
You freeze.
I start worrying that when it hit me, the ring fell. And so I'm just, where the fuck is it? Where is
Okay.
it? God damn it, Mercedes is gonna kill me.
I'm gonna say, like, since you run into them, it's the two of them that are gonna have to take the stress level increase. But I think Spuds, you're okay. As he runs into the neck, because he runs up to that partner, so the two of you have to increase your stress level. So that's Claymore and Barrett increase your stress levels by 1. As he comes charging at you, sort of screaming like something about a ring. Spuds, you're left alone. What do you want to do?
Well, I guess I'm gonna run also because I don't want to get hit.
Okay. Yeah, this one's not up on you, so I don't think you need to roll. It's not actually engaged with you. It's in the same space, it's in
Cool.
the same zone, but it's not engaged.
All right. I'm going to. I don't want to run past it because then I'll get engaged. So I guess I'm going back into the hallway as far back as I can.
Yeah, go for it.
I want to go around a corner if I can. Is that like good enough to go around a corner so it
Yeah.
can't see me anymore?
I'm treating basically everything right in the front of, right over here to be like one zone, up here to be another zone, and then the hallway to be another zone. So you're basically, you can position yourself wherever you want in that zone.
Okay.
In the
And
hallway
then I'll
zone.
use my slow action to reload.
Okay, sounds good. Okay. It's going to go next. And I think 1, 2, 3, it goes towards the group to the north. 4, 5, 6, it follows Spuds. It's going to follow Spuds into the hallway. Come charging in. Sees Spuds. We'll take a swing at Spuds. Roll your armor as 2 successes as it smashes at you.
Oh,
Between you've taken
Nice.
just enough
Yes.
cover and you've managed to withstand the blow of that. But the rest of you see this thing's charging after Spuds. And Barrett and Claymore, what are you two doing?
Claymore, do you need a grenade for your grenade launcher so that we can just blow up the rest of these?
If you want me to shoot, I'll do that if you want. Do you want me to go help Spuds?
I think. Can I take the grenade launcher?
Yeah, I mean, like,
Can we do
exchanging the gun, you can do that. I mean, I feel like exchanging guns a lot might, like, that's going to be burning some like fast actions and things. So like, there's a point to, you can always command him. By the way, don't forget that you can command him, which would give him a boost on his attacks and stuff as well. So it's something you could potentially do. I think you have high command on your skill. But yeah, one of them is now like, breaking out of its little kind of nursery. What are those things called? Crib. It's coming out of its
Yeah.
crib. And who knows how many more might wake up.
Yeah, I think the priority is grenading the rest of them.
Okay. So you Barrett could fast action start moving towards the hallway, and then you can
Yes.
like slow action command Claymore to just shoot the damn thing, and then that would give him bonuses on his shot.
Okay. Blow up the rest of them.
Yes,
Can't have
ma'am.
more of these things waking up.
And I feel you still have to go. I think Claymore, so you're up.
Okay, so I will. So I'll get myself in a position where I feel like I can do the most damage.
Mm-hmm.
And
How close do you
then-
want to get?
I mean, they're kind of down below, right? So I could probably
Mhm.
just lob one down into the far side.
Yeah. How about this? Roll observation.
Okay, I will try that.
I'll just it's just free. This is not an action, so it's just a
Okay.
free thing. Okay.
Bless it.
You would notice that there are some kind of generator machines on the far side. That if
Mhm.
you were able to get your explosive device off to the far side against the wall, that might
Mhm.
accentuate the blast a bit.
Okay. Let me roll my stress first, real quick. My free stress.
Gosh darn it.
Thank
I
you
feel
for
bad.
that free stress.
I feel bad for that observation roll now.
Okay,
Not
so I did
really.
nothing.
Okay, you get up and you're looking and you're carefully trying to calculate this. Koenig and Spuds now, I believe. It's now your turn.
He called him Koenig.
I'm sorry.
It's- we
I
know what
looked
he
at the
meant.
screen. Lopez.
Yeah.
Lopez. I have OBS up, so I look at the overlay as opposed to.
Yeah.
Okay, we got 2 more stress heals. If anybody wants to take the stress heals from some crying.
I'll take a
Thank
stress
you.
heal.
Oh,
Okay. Okay, so Spuds, you've got
Take
this
one
one
as
in your
well.
face. All right,
Yep.
so Spuds and Lopez stuck. Spuds, you got one right in your face. You can hear Barrett's kind of chasing it as well, so you're not alone. Your gun's reloaded. What do you want to do?
Take aim and fire point blank. Oh no, don't take aim in case this thing swings at me. I want to use my fast action to try and avoid it. All right.
Okay. Okay. You want to push?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
That is enough to bring it down, actually. So let me roll for critical injury. If you guys just love knocking these things' heads
Like
off.
feds.
So, yeah, you just kind of almost maybe hip fire up. And you see its head, like the whole face just kind of gets ripped up as your bullets go right up under the chin and out the forehead. And you can see like this weird sort of liquidy understructure that's just starting to melt down onto the chest. I think Lopez, you can still go
Yeah.
too. This is your round.
So I'm gonna run towards the door,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna use my slow action to reload my rifle.
Gotcha. And then it's their turns. All fast actions become slow actions. So the one in front of you, Spuds, is just going to swing down. You said you kept your fast action if you wanted to try to defend against
I use
that.
my
Go
close
for it.
combat to try and avoid it. Nope.
Okay. Roll your armor, though. All
There you
right.
go.
You're
Yes,
able-
that armor is clutch.
All right. The one that's just woke up is just going to start charging, and it will climb up the edge and is now out of the nursery. Then we go back around to Barrett and Claymore.
So Barrett's gonna come out all the way and shoot at that one.
Okay.
And push. And 2 damage.
All right. Just remember what Jeremy said is true. As long as you do 1 point of damage to one that's already taken a critical injury. Yeah, you just disembowel this thing from behind as all of these not yet fully formed synthetic organs just explode onto Spuds on the other side. And you're just kind of coated with all sorts of these strange tubes and devices.
Thanks, Sarge.
But it is immobilized. So
excellent.
you could potentially just move away from it and you'd be fine.
Yep.
Claymore, you got your actions back.
I do. I don't want to risk another one of these things trying to pound down on Master Sergeant, so I'm gonna make sure to give it an obvious target.
Okay. So you run up, you step in front.
Yep. And then I'm gonna bravely or stupidly start melee combat with this behemoth.
Okay. Do you want a free observation? I don't want to give you an observation. I feel bad because take it from you, but I will point out that you do see some of the other lids in this nursery area are coming loose
Oh.
as if, yeah. So I just
Yeah.
want to
Okay.
remind you of that.
At that point, I'll try.
Renee.
So I've got one thing in. I'm not sure which one to click on to roll the grenade launcher in the thing. I've got M40 HEDP grenade. Is that the one that I click on to do it, or is it the sorry?
I think
There's
you
also
roll
the baton
weapon.
rounds.
So what is it you're trying to fire?
Yeah, I could
Like
just
what-
fire the rocket launcher at it.
It's up to you.
I'll just fire the rocket launcher.
So you want to use the baton rounds. Oops. Sorry, that was
Nope.
me. That was me. So armor's doubled. Any critical injury inflicted from a special. Yeah, I don't think you want to do the baton rounds because they're non-lethal.
Okay, I'll just do the rocket launcher.
Okay,
It's more fun, anyways.
go for it. Okay.
And I'll push it.
Okay.
So 7.
So did you take the advice and try to shoot it in the back towards where those generators are underneath? Okay.
I want to do
Roll-
maximum explosive fun.
Roll 15 more d6.
What?
Yeah. You're going to get hurt, buddy.
Okay.
Okay. Go ahead and
Did
roll
you
15
take
more
the
d6.
advice? Sorry.
So it's, I think that's 5, 6. You're at 7 so far. 8, 9, 10, 11 points of damage. You do basically 11 points of damage to everything in that area, which is enough to actually critically injure all of them in there. But it also creates this massive explosion in the middle of this room that just sends flying all sorts of different debris, including some of these like these cribs that these creatures are gestating in. And it kind of blows you back. So you're going to like take kind of an explosive force back. And you yourself are going to take 1 point of damage from this as you're thrown backwards towards the door. Because
I
you
roll armor. Sorry.
Oh, yeah, you can roll armor. Yeah, do armor. I think that's fair.
It was
Oh, yeah.
worth it.
You get thrown backwards and knocked prone by the door, but you don't take any damage. But you do see all of these creatures just basically erupt. And the one right in front of you took a bigger brunt than you and just sort of got eviscerated from behind. And then when you look over, it's just a massive field of just fire and smoke. And you can see some of the rafters above just start to fall into this dark, smoky area. Okay.
That was the best order ever, ma'am.
So, I think that was Claymore. So, yeah, we're back around to Lopez and Spuds.
I say we fall back, ma'am.
Wasn't there? They were pounding on that door down to the south. Do we need to look at that?
No. Negative.
That was the plan, to sweep everything. But if we can't get these turned off like we did when Ripper did on the other side, then I think
They're all on fire now. We're doing great.
Yeah, he just blew up the whole damn thing. Yeah, like Claymore just destroyed all of it. Like some of them might still be like functional, but they're like critical injury functional, and like they're just sort of moving about in the midst of the rubble. But they're also probably pinned beneath rafters and other heavy machinery that has fallen atop them. The one in the middle of the hallway here is immobilized, so it can't even move after. You can see that it's not even functionally able to move any of its limbs. So it's just a question of if you want to keep pushing and look at anything else in here, or if you just want to just get the hell out of here at this point. And you would know, Chuck, that the door, it was like a garage door that goes into that tunnel, the tunnels underground, the sub-level tunnels that connect the various sites in this colony.
It's up to you, Sergeant, but I think we should at least open it up and look. I mean, what if there's actual people down there?
all right. Let's take a look and then go back.
Okay. So Lopez, you go and you peek. The doors suffered some damage. You can see from when Claymore shot a rocket at it, and you can see that it started to crumble. Roll heavy machinery if you've got it, Lopez.
I do not have it. I can still roll it, but I don't got it.
Sure. Okay. You this makes sense because what you see is that this thing is starting to collapse. Like the actual
tunnel.
Yeah, you could see the opening is beginning to give way. The wall itself is beginning to dip down. You could hear as like whatever this door is made out of is slowly folding, and the roofing tiles above and the rafters that are above you are starting to fall down as well. This thing's going to collapse momentarily.
Shit, it's all coming down. Run.
Run,
Okay.
let's go back.
Oh, hey, I found my ring.
Important things.
So as he's running away, within about 30 seconds, you can see that the whole door just crushes in on itself. The rafters and the piping that were above it collapse down, kind of blocking the way forward. You also see that in terms of how it ruptured, it actually ripped it apart to the point where you can actually see through, and this is kind of giving access to the tunnel itself. You probably can't get through there, and it's dangerous, but you can see that it is just the tunnel through there. And you know that connects to the living compound, which connects to some of the other sites. So this is accessible in a couple different ways. So what do you want to do?
Going back to the vehicle.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you begin to back your way out to the surface. You back your way through, up the staircase, through the main factory floor. You get up and out through that hole in the wall that you all exploded and found your own way inside. And you meet up with the rest of the crews inside. Koenig is still laying down. We'll say just because he's just bitching and moaning about his ex-wife. You can see that Abbott is tending to him as best he can. You can see that Ripper is still digging through as best she can some of the hard drives and things that have been pulled. You've got Dawson that has been on the gun the whole time, just keeping an eye out. And the rest of you come out covered to varying degrees in various synth blood. You know that you sent, or you left those extra synths back at the chum bucket. You know that there's a radio tower and that there's been signal blackout on this moon for a while. And you know that there's sort of like what looked like the debris of a destroyed refinery. So what's the next step for you all?
Let's talk this out.
Sergeant, I'd vote for securing the ship. What good does it do to complete the mission if we're stuck here and can't report back? Muted, Jeremy.
Damn it, stupid comms. What kind of jackass team would allow their own ship to get stolen? That's completely idiotic.
That would be bad to send a ship in to locate a missing ship, and then that ship gets missing, and yeah, that'd be bad. That works for me. I think an argument could be made to fixing the comms, but checking on the ship first probably makes sense.
Secure the ship, then we can go check on that tower.
All right, let's go.
Okay. So you all climb into the ATV and the gyro car, split it up in whatever way makes sense, and you begin to hike your way back or drive your way back to the chum bucket. So on the topographical map, you guys are going from the factory down towards the chum bucket itself, which is over by landing pad C. It's gonna take roughly 45 minutes to an hour to kind of get back there. Mm-hmm. The whole time you're probably on comms, checking comms here and there, trying to get the chum bucket up, but you do not ever get any kind of connection. When you get to around landing pad A, you actually probably even closer than that, because like if you recall, this place has got some swirling dark winds and things, and visibility is not great on the surface. But when you get past landing pad A, you start to notice what looks like something else in the winds itself. You see these dark plumes in the direction of landing pad C. You get a little closer to the point where you actually finally have visibility, and it's probably Spuds that sees this, and you can see that there's a fairly large billowing plume of smoke coming out of the chum bucket. Now the chum bucket still seems to be largely intact, but it seems to have suffered some sort of significant physical damage. What looks like on the aft side. That's what you see from a distance.
Well, shit.
Well,
Let's go shoot some synths.
we didn't know what we didn't know, but let's go see if we can rescue any of our crew.
I think they're all dead.
Hey, that means you all will match me. Ship's fucked, crew's dead.
A little bit of optimism might be a bit helpful.
Now look on the bright side. It's a bonding experience.
What'd you say we go to that there refinery?
We don't want to check on the ship.
There might be
I
survivors
still
there.
want to check on the ship. Yeah.
I mean, there are Marines. A couple of sins can be bad news if they catch you off guard, but
Okay. Go ahead and roll observation, whoever wants to get a little closer. And do you get closer on the vehicles or do you get closer on foot?
I'll get closer on foot. I'll check it out.
I can sneak up there with you. I'm pretty good at sneaking.
Okay.
We'll take the other vehicle and kind of do a.
Okay. So Lopez and Spuds, why don't one of you roll for the observation and one of you roll for the stealth? And like you cover the other with it. We'll just do
I'll
that.
roll stealth. You roll observation.
I'm crap at observation.
Because I got 6 dice for stealth. I'm built for stealth.
For stealth, I would have 11 dice.
Oh, what? Oh wait, no, no stealth. Sorry.
Agility
Mobility.
and
Mobility.
Oh, 8. Okay, I've got 10. So you got one more than me. Okay, for stealth.
In observation, I've got 2. 3.
I got 8. I got
No.
8
2.
total for observation. 5 wits, 3 observation.
Okay.
Okay, you roll stealth then. If you got 11, I got 10.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
Drops his ring again.
Oh my god.
Hell of a stealth there.
Quietly.
Perfect.
Ah, the ring! Ah!
Oh God.
oh no!
Oh, but you're keeping it together.
You're okay. It's okay.
Professional.
It's the two
So
of you
professional.
slowly start creeping up.
Put that
Slowly
damn
start.
thing on a chain.
You really should.
Oh God. You slowly start
I love
creeping
it.
up.
It's just like in a pocket or something.
No, we're safe.
I want to see what the ring looks like. I want to see if it's like a real nice ring or if it's just like a gumball, like machine ring or
I
something.
don't know. It's like $300 at Walmart ring. So,
Nice.
you know,
Classy.
top of
Classy.
the bottom of the ship pile. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so the two of you slowly sneak up. And when you do get up, you notice as you're kind of hiding behind these different outcroppings of rock here and there as you sneak up, Spuds, you do notice that the main hatch is open in the sort of the cargo bay area, which is not something that's standard left open. Like that's usually something that's closed and etc. And you see that there's movement around on this ramp, and it looks to be that there's one person in a suit with a gun, and you can see that there's a body laying on the ramp itself. When you, how many successes did you have in your observation? 2? Okay. You do notice that the body laying on the ramp is on a pool of white.
Oh.
But you can't make out anything more about the person in the Viro suit, obviously. It's about this time, maybe Lopez starts screaming.
Hit the deck.
And as you do, immediately, the person that's on the ramp, that's in the suit, whips around, takes cover behind one of the edges, and trains the gun down in your direction and starts firing.
Oh, God.
Now,
What?
you guys are hidden behind the outcroppings rod, so it's not actually hitting you, but it's hit. You can see the bullets flying. Those of you that are a little further back, maybe you hear the sounds of gunfire, or maybe you hear you hear Lopez screaming on comms, whatever it might be. What do you guys want to do?
Barrett's just cursing at the like, let's shut the hell up.
Eventually, he does shut up, but like more than that, what do you guys want to do?
Well, they know where they are. Maybe we should like be all sneaky off to the side.
Good plan. And I'll kind of have my gun out ready to fire at something that's not Lopez or Spuds.
Okay. Are you moving up? Are you in the vehicles? Are you staying back? What are you doing?
So it sounds like in the vehicle, kind of trying to circle and get a vantage. Claymore.
Sure.
Okay.
Whatever you say. I'm glad to do it on foot. In the vehicle, whatever you say, you got it.
Okay.
How's your sneak?
5. I know how. I understand the basics of it. I'm also
you drive-
like 6
are
and
you
a half
driving
feet
up?
tall.
Are you driving? If you're driving up, there's like no stealth roll we're doing. We're not doing
Yeah.
a stealth
No,
roll.
no
We're
car
driving.
stealth. I've gotten away with that before.
Yeah, I don't think we're doing that. It's fairly flat ground with the occasional rocks here and there. Because it is a
I'm
landing
open-
area, so things have been kind of flattened a bit.
I guess we'll go out on foot because it'll be hopefully easier to try to get some cover if we need to.
Okay.
Okay. So you start to move up, and Spuds, you hear like chatter on comms. There's Barrett, Claymore coming up. But you also hear chatter on comms as the voice of what sounds like Pilot Lewis. What the hell did I call it? What was his last name?
Sure.
Lewis Forrester. You hear he's like, Master Sergeant, that you? Oh, Master Sergeant.
Sit rep.
And he's like, I got situation is that things are fucking screwed up here, man. There's, ma'am.
Mm-hmm.
Them friendlies you brought back weren't so friendly. And you can see,
We just figure that out.
they've got 2 of us pinned down in the med lab. They got Hutch. They got Theo, or Officer Ellis, whatever the hell his name is. Eurydice is trying to kind of get through into it, but she can't. I fired down on this one right here as I was doing some maintenance, and this one kind of came up on me. If it wasn't for Eurydice, then damn well. Is that your boys hiding behind that rock down there? And he just fires, so like kind of as he's pointing which way it is. It's like,
Yeah,
that rock right there.
Stop. Ceasefire. Ceasefire. That's us.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry, boys. Sorry.
It's okay. We were sneaking.
Slowly, the figure steps out from behind where he was taking cover, like, and kind of waves an arm up, flips the visor up a bit, and so you can kind of see a face. You're still at a distance, but it does not really helping. But it's kind of waving.
Or is it safe to approach?
Safe enough. We got this part secure. One of them fucking blew up some of her freaking life pods on the ice side, and then I lost track of that Hazel woman. And I got this one down here. Eurydice is inside by the mid lab where that fella Bud is, and he's in there with Hutch, and he's got Officer Ellis in there. Know what the hell to do. She's trying to get inside, but she thinks he might have got it booby trapped. They had like explosives on them, ma'am. I don't know where the hell they were hiding them.
All right, and I'll wave everybody forward.
I am the prison purse.
Wait, what did you say?
Probably in their prison purse.
That's what it is. Okay. Okay. What do you want to do next?
All right. So now that we have numbers,
Okay.
I'm trying to remember the layout of everything and the
Don't worry about
closest
the
thing
layout.
to where we're coming in. So the closest thing to where we're coming in that we know that there's going to be hostiles.
You know that there's hostiles. Like he's accounted for. He's taken out one. One of them. He apparently
Sure.
like blew themselves. No, one of them blew themselves up, like by the life. Like took out some of the life pods and things.
Right.
The Hazel woman, they don't have sight of. Don't know where they went. And Bud apparently has folks locked up inside that nurse or not nursery that med station.
Okay. Let's head toward the med station then.
Okay. All right. You get up
Well-
there. Let's go ahead. Go. What were you gonna say?
No, let's go.
Okay. You move through the halls. And you get up and you see Eurydice is there, and she's like, she's got a cutting torch and some other tools, and looks like she's trying to like effort a way inside, but not through the main door, which appears to be shorted out from the inside. So when you come up, she kind of gives you the situation. She's like, I don't remember what voice it did, so I'm just gonna keep doing Southern, because Southern is just the way it goes here. He's I don't know what that man did. He came in and Officer Ellis and him were talking, and then we heard the explosion, and I saw him throw Ellis into the med bay with Hutch. I locked it down, and I heard Lewis screaming. Needed help. I couldn't get in here, so I went to help out Lewis, and lo and behold, one of them people you saved, they weren't people. Freaking trying to smother him from behind and choke him out, and then we got the best of it, though. One of them's unaccounted for. One of them's in here. I think the Hazel woman got off ship, but I don't know to be sure. Done a sweep as best as I can, but
You've done a good job keeping them here as best you can.
yes, ma'am. I'm trying to get inside, but every time I do anything to this door, that synth inside or whatever the hell he is, he's threatening Hutch, is threatening Ellis, and Ellis said I just might as well just leave it alone. Ain't nothing sensitive in there other than the people. We made sure to close down the reactor area as fast as we could. I think that's where that Hazel woman was heading off to, but we managed to cut her off before I guess she got there. I don't know who the hell y'all brought back, but they ain't who they say they were. You don't have to raise your hand. This ain't high school.
I was just gonna say I'm Lopez. They cut me. I don't bleed white. I'm cool.
Cut you.
He's good.
We cutting people now? Like
Since
high school
easiest-
football on the
We,
cut list.
Didn't hear take the recommendation before we sent these two back, and this is what happened. So from now on, we cut everybody.
Ma'am, what the hell are we gonna do about this?
I'm gonna kind of look around at the group. Can we try to get in through a vent? Get another.
I
Means
tried
eventually.
that, but you can. There's one way in. I could blow the door. You want me to blow the door? But no saying what that's gonna do to whoever's inside.
I do have some electroshock grenades, perhaps. We could immobilize them and then shoot them and take the room.
Well, you get us some knockout gas, vent it in the room, and the hostages will fall, pass out, and he'll think they're dead. And then we can bust in, and we don't have to worry about them killing the hostages because they'll already think the hostages are dead.
Well, but I think Hutch is already unconscious anyway.
Oh shit. 50% of the hostages would get knocked out.
Why don't we just immobilize them with
Yeah,
a non-lethal
no.
grenade?
I can blow the door if you want to have it ready.
Sounds like a plan.
You can go crawling through the vents, but he might hear you.
How many of them grenades you got?
Plenty.
I was gonna say we could toss in more than one just to make sure.
I got 5.
You want to give me one? She blows the door. You and I each toss one in.
All right. Spuds will hand you an electroshock grenade.
Yeah.
All right, so there's 2 going in. Do they do any damage, or do they just?
They do no damage, but it's a -2 stamina roll, so it's really hard.
Okay.
When you get a -2 on there.
Gotcha.
My group loves them. They found out how effective
pretty
they are
great.
in my game, and I kind of hate them. So I brought them to your game.
Well, that's weird because they're not in this version of the Alien universe. How strange. No one's come up with that
fantastic.
technology yet. Okay. All right. So she's got it rigged so she can blow the door. The problem is that the door is gonna blow inward, and who knows what's gonna happen. So then you're gonna throw the stuff inside.
Things go so well when we blow doors open from the outside. Or walls.
Richard could just kick it open, and then we throw grenades, and he kind of gets immobilized for a little while. No.
Could you just
No,
cut
Claymore, I
a
mean.
hole in the wall large enough to pop the grenades in?
You just
I
see this
can do it.
cutting torch slowly.
But it's
cutting
fairly
across the
slow.
wall.
That's where the
Probably
threats for
gonna
the
know it's
hostages come in.
That's okay. Honestly, if you want me to kick the door, I'll take a stun grenade. I don't care. If it's the difference between one of them getting hurt or not, fine. I've taken worse.
Okay.
I don't give a damn. Tase me, bro.
You think you can kick this door, Claymore?
I mean, with Yurley's help, of course I can. Slam and bam, right?
All right, let's do it.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and roll heavy machinery and take a +2 since she's already kind of set you up.
All right. And machinery. there
And
you
then I
is.
know that Lopez and Spuds are both effectively readying an action when this thing blows to throw the shock grenades in. Not looking first, just throwing in. Just throwing in.
They're non-lethal. They're non-lethal. This is
Oh,
what
no,
we're
no,
going off of.
Oh, yeah, I know.
This is how we're justifying it. Yes.
I know they're non-lethal.
It's what's really in the room.
Okay.
Okay,
What's their radius, their size? Is it just one zone?
Yes, this is one zone.
Okay. All right.
Oh, my stress real quick. I got
Yeah.
3 successes. That's nice. Makes sense
Did
because
you
I know
not
grenades are coming.
hear?
Yeah.
I acted real brave, but at the same time, I know grenades are coming. So
Okay.
just
Bert, were you just getting a gun ready or something?
Yeah,
Is that
yeah.
all okay. All right. So this is how it's going to play out. Claymore, you go ahead. You get your breaching device ready. Your Adise she takes away some of the like the C4 she had and just kind of leaves it to where she's going to blow the hinges or something like that. And then you just slam the door open. The door goes flying inward as you do this into a dark room. There's nothing you can see immediately as your eyes are kind of adjusting. The 2 electroshock grenades come inside. Go ahead and I think you guys have to roll. You have to roll your grenades first. Right?
Yeah, we just roll ranged combat.
Yeah. Go ahead. Both you roll
Make
range.
sure we don't drop them at our feet.
Right.
Oh, man.
Or they bank off the back of Claymore's head.
We're good. We both got a success. He got 2.
Okay. Gotcha.
Mhm,
Okay.
mhm, mhm.
So here we go. And you said it's at -2 to the stamina roll.
Yeah, so it's like a hard.
Oops, that's too
stamina
many.
roll.
Okay. -2. Okay. Okay. Well, there's one. That's a couple successes there. And so I got to basically do 2 of these. Oh my God. Look at that. 2. Okay.
All right,
And
let me
then-
roll as well.
And then I got to
I
roll.
assume, right?
Oh, yeah. Go ahead and roll. And then I'm going to roll for
You took cover,
Theo.
didn't you?
I don't know if that really.
The hell's rolling 8d6 for stamina?
It's a synth.
The -2, that's all right.
Oh.
Oh, God.
It's a synth.
Well, I did get a success.
Did get a success.
Do
Gotta
I not
clear that
have Theo's
stress.
stuff? Oh, okay.
God damn it! It hurts so bad.
Okay. Theo fails on the first, and Theo is shocked. So your officer's shocked. And the various electroshock grenades go off. You hear the clattering of the door as it slams down into the darkness of the med lab with only a handful of lights. You can hear beep beep, like some kind of heartbeat monitor that's still going, presumably a hutch. You don't know. And as you guys are watching, as Claymore is taking cover off to the side, you see kind of stepping out and charging out of the darkness. You see kind of a dirtied up Bud McCall just kind of flying out of the darkness, come charging towards the front where the door has opened. And as you do, you see that like the coveralls that he normally wears have been unzipped. And you can see that there is this huge gash that goes down and diagonally through the chest from up on the shoulder, kind of down towards the hip. And as he's running, you can see he's reaching one of his hands inside of his chest. And something clicks. And then right in the doorway, there is an explosion as he erupts from the inside out. Oh, guys. I think this is going to... Claymore, you do have cover, but the rest of you do not, unfortunately.
Oh, no. No,
so this is going to be... I think it's... Let me see. I think it's 10d6. Yeah, 10d6. Okay.
Logan, nope. Yeah, this is the end for us.
That's 2 successes as he comes running out right in the middle of the doorway as everything just erupts, painting the walls in white, painting you guys in white. All of you get thrown back in your different directions. You all get your armor, though, so go ahead and roll armor. So let me check the base damage of this as well.
Is cover basically just extra dice rolled with the armor, so to
Yeah,
speak,
it's extra armor. Go ahead and take a +2 to that.
Can you add to your armor thing directly, or?
I don't know, but you can just roll 2.
Okay,
If
I'll
you
just roll
right-click-
normal.
If you right click on armor, it'll bring up the prompt.
Bless you. That's awesome.
Well, ooh,
Okay.
there you go.
So and then I'll roll for Eurydice, which should be set up because I think Adam did it. Oh no. So Eurydice takes 2 points. I'm sorry, 3 points of damage. Base damage 2 + 1, so 3 total damage. And Eurydice goes down. Let's see. Claymore, your cover managed to sort of protect you from most of the blast. You still are thrown as one of the medical beds just sort of pushes and pins you against the wall as you are kind of like almost trapped behind it. Margot, you got thrown backwards. You had a gun trained and ready, and maybe even you got a few pop shots off, but you will go flying back into the hallway, slamming up against the wall. You and Eurydice just collapse to the ground. You take 2 points of damage, Barrett. Lopez
Just detail, minor detail.
managed to
That's
dive
what I
out of the
got.
way, brace yourself against the wall, and you managed to get out of the way of the explosion. Spuds, 2 points of damage towards you.
Broken.
All right.
Gonna
go
roll the
ahead and-
table.
All right. Go ahead and roll on the table, guys. Who is that? Who's the
That
first
was
one?
Spuds. What? Wind did no
Whew.
effect.
Oh
This is the
my.
best critical
That was
I've
the
ever
best
had.
crit. 2 ones.
What?
Oh my
That's
god.
awesome.
Wow.
That's good.
Holy crap. As you're just coughing. All right, Barrett, go ahead and roll it. There's a table. You just roll on the table.
Yeah, sorry, I had to expand my window.
Punctured lung. Punctured lung. Hey, this one's way better than Koenig's.
Yeah.
This is survivable. It's fatal in 1 day, so you have time. As you just go flying back. Now, when you look around, as sort of the dust and the suds begin to settle, you can see the whole entire intersection here is just coated in parts from this Bud McCall. That is not Bud McCall, unfortunately. And you can see everyone kind of laying about. Claymore, you look over and you can see laying on the ground near you inside is Theo Ellis, but as you're watching, your eyes are adjusting to the darkness, you see him breathing, and you still hear the beeping of the monitor for Hutch, but his bed was kind of shoved and pushed away as the explosion kind of radiated out in different directions. I don't think anyone's oh, I got a roll for Eurydice. Oh god, if I kill Eurydice.
No.
Oh, what? Disemboweled.
No.
Oh
you're
no.
dead. Oh, Adam's gonna be so mad at you.
Let's just not tell him. Let's just pretend like we'll never mention that she's there.
We'll just we'll get some strings attached to her, kind of do some weekend at
Ooh,
Bernie's
yeah.
nonsense.
She's disemboweled though.
Well, we just would put
Just
some
keep her
fake
in
legs
the-
on. We stuff some pants with a bunch of socks
Staples.
or something. We staple it on.
Just put her in a suit. Put her in a virus suit. He'll never know the difference.
Oh,
That's how the original Bud died as well. He was also disemboweled, I believe.
Oh
It's to death.
man.
Oh goodness.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh,
All right. Well, I'll do my best to pick debris off of what may be a couple of living people in here. Oh my god.
Okay.
Ah.
So no one's immediately dying, though I do think there needs to be a heal roll on Barrett at some point. But okay.
So
What do
that
you guys-
happened.
What do you guys want to do? You guys want to blow the door down? So I rolled really well on my stamina. It was great. What do you guys want to do? You've got Barrett laying on the ground, struggling to breathe. Lopez, you're okay. Spuds, you're okay, but you're broken. Claymore, I think you're fine. You check on the people inside. Ellis and Hutch both seem to be okay despite it. It looks like Ellis is knocked unconscious. He's got definitely has some superficial wounds, as maybe he's taken like a shot to the face or two, but otherwise doesn't seem to have any serious injuries. You radio in to the ATV outside, and everyone else comes running as well, Lewis, etc. And all of you are kind of about. Oh gosh, like Seth said, we should take a screenshot of all the F's and chats. Oh god, Adam's gonna hate me. Adam, we didn't kill your character.
Yeah, we didn't. Jeff did.
What? Matt did. It was Bud McCall. Doesn't matter who did that.
What?
Ain't me. You guys saw it. It was Bud McCall. All right.
Welcome, Raiders.
So thank you for the raid, Legio Necros. Just had a crazy bomb go off inside of our ship. Let's this is what we're gonna do. Because I wanted to get to one little part. So let's just flash forward, or not flash. Let's just kind of fast forward a little bit and presume that you all managed to kind of patch each other up to the point where you're mobile.
We get our hit points back.
Sure. We'll say a shift goes by. Do we want to do one more roll on Koenig then to see if he makes it?
Well, I mean, we have to, but we need Adam here for that.
That's true.
Don't you-
We could always say that they take the ATV back to the med pods or something like that. We could do that too, or we could just hold off. We could just hold off and do the roll next time, and we'll say retroactively handle it.
Okay.
So what I was gonna say is what I wanted to do is just because it's not like a really big encounter. I just wanted to kind of get to it. I just want to presume that over the course of probably a shift, you guys kind of get your bearings about you. You get your HP back. You start to de-stress a bit, not totally. There's tons of damage to the ship. Most of it's internal. You just lost your engineer, so repairing some of that is going to be difficult. Doesn't look like there's the structural damage that's been done is interior. The med bay is pretty borked. There's the main intersection between the med bay and the mess hall is sort of ripped apart. You know that some of the life pods have been destroyed, so your EEV not looking good. So that's going to have to be repaired. But the reactor is intact, cargo bay is intact, ATV is intact, bridge is intact, all those types of things. You've got no knowledge of where the Hazel woman is, but you do know that there is still a signal blackout. And so I know you guys mentioned going to the radio tower. So we'll say,
Yeah.
we'll flash forward a shift, and we'll say those of you that can walk, that can move, you make your way up to the signal tower. When you get there, you notice that it's a kind of a long trek, but there's a trail that you're following most of the way. It looks well worn from multiple vehicles that have been kind of climbing up here. When you arrive, you can see that there's even a little map, but because of the order of which things have happened, there's no combat. That's not necessarily going to activate here. So yeah, let's go ahead and activate that so you can see at least what it would have looked like. But you managed to make your way inside this facility, and when you get there, you realize it's a couple stories high, and there's basically one major dish that is on top, and there's a series of other smaller antennae and other equipment. There's a series of walkways that go around the exterior, but there's also a major garage on the inside of the facility. Go ahead and just, you should be able to see everything. But as you move in, one of the things you notice is I'm presuming you guys are going to be careful. You see, like, there's definitely been evidence of people coming and going, even recently, even like within the last day or two. But when you get to the second floor of the radio tower itself, you do notice kind of a very sort of odd sight. You see one of those Paul model creatures, those synthetics that seems to have hooked themselves up into some of the control consoles. There's this, like, one whole floor of this tower seems to be like the crank machinery for, like, readjusting the satellite itself at the top of the dish. You see that there's another whole floor that seems to be dedicated to various computer servers and housings and things like that. And then there's sort of the control area and some internal generators. And you can see that this Paul unit has been kind of horrifically spliced into this command terminal. And when you look at him, he's effectively been flayed, where his skin has been in various places kind of peeled back. And you can see all sorts of these hookups have been pulling out of him and are connecting to different parts of the control console itself. And his eyes are kind of like flickering, rolled back, eyes kind of moving, despite the fact that the face is sort of pulled forward, the skin itself. And when you get there, you walk into the room and you can hear him just sort of mumbling to himself, like, over and over in this weird, like, half human, half like robot voice. And you just hear purging, null 256, purging, null 256, purging, null, and like over and over and over again. And seems to be like kind of like you get this sense that, like, this individual has been kind of hooked up into here and is sort of like wiping the servers, wiping everything in here. What do you all want to do about that?
Stop him.
Okay. How so?
We just want to rip him out.
Okay.
I would agree.
All right. Lopez, you step up, you reach out to grab him, to rip him apart, and as you do, an electroshock charge like erupts from him. And you can go ahead. It's okay.
Oh no. Oh no.
And if it breaks you, however,
That's a lot
it's
of
okay.
sixes.
So as you guys watch this, go ahead and roll your armor. As this huge radius of electrostatic charge just erupts outward, and you see as Lopez just sort of almost electrocutes, his teeth kind of clenching and jittering, his helmet just seems to shake a bit, drops his gun. Do you get broke from this?
I do not. I've got 1 point
Okay.
left.
Oh,
Okay.
thank goodness.
It's okay. There was a specific injury you would have taken had you gotten broken from it.
Ooh.
But you're okay, so we don't have to worry about it. But as you rip him off, but you can feel just like electrical energy just coursing through you. But you do manage to rip him free. And he falls to the ground. You continue just kind of going through the cables here and there, and you can see that there's still access like there's still power running through these computers. Who would want to take a Comtech roll at this without our Comtech Marine? Anybody want to take a shot at this?
You're decent at it, right, Spuds?
That's my base wits. It's 5.
Okay.
Is that the highest one here?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think so.
My base
Go
was
ahead,
4.
Spuds.
mine's 2.
We know that the fewer dice that Claymore has, the better he does. So, okay.
2 successes.
Okay.
And a stress. Just for good measure.
So, you manage to kind of get a feel for how much information, how much has been, and it looks like almost the entirety of like the server data that's been collecting the outgoing messaging, the incoming messaging, incoming and outgoing signals has been purged from here. You do also notice that this is clearly this model being plugged in. Once you've plugged it, once you kind of rip it out, you start hearing like static on your comms, and you realize you're able to communicate back to the ship. And whatever was going on here, this particular synth, whatever it was doing as it was hacked into these consoles was kind of causing that particular blackout. You're able to kind of scrap together a few bits of and pieces of information, Spuds, but you're also able to kind of pull some drives, like we've been saying. It's sort of canon now. We can do that. You pull some drives that you can bring back, add to the pile that Ripper and Ellis have to go through. But you do get a couple bits of information, like right off the bat, Spuds, before you do so, and I'll give you that, and then we'll bail. You notice, first of all, that there's like some video data. There's like satellite data and what looks like data from the orbital lifter, and so you're going through what looks like literally kind of video footage from orbit, and you notice that there is a handful of these different entry points, and you kind of go through using just basic math to figure out when certain ships might have arrived, or certain ships would have left. And as you're kind of sifting through them, you do at one point notice the USS Asteria kind of appear on what looks like the orbital lifter's cam, like their various cams that they actually had on the lifter where Koenig and Hutch got their injuries. And you do see the USS Asteria, and much like the two of you, there was some kind of orbital battle that took place, and eventually the video feed was kind of killed from that as well. You get some more video data, what looks like coming from what you can tell, some of the landing pad security feeds, and you notice that there's like these Asteria like dropship shuttles that are kind of landing at various places. And you can see, in Lopez, this might alarm you most of all, as you recognize yourself and your unit popping out of the ship, the dropship itself, the Cheyenne, and kind of getting into various vehicles or various squads and kind of starting to move and matriculate away from this landing pad. And as you're watching, you notice shortly after you all disappeared from it, like these synths that were just kind of hiding in various places around the environment just begin to appear and slowly like infiltrate the dropships themselves. You find some logs as well, Spuds, and you can see that there's been some communication that actually has been occurring despite this signal blackout, this kind of black hole that has been effectively happening here around this moon. And you notice that there is literally one location, like one receiver and one sender. And you start doing some basic math, and it's coming out from deep space beyond the 20 parsec limit. And over the course of a significant period of time, there have been hundreds of signals and messages that have been coming to and from that deep space, those deep space coordinates. You don't have any knowledge of the specific system, the map itself. It's beyond the limit. No one's supposed to be out there anyway. No one's been out there for years. But that seems to be where these synths have been communicating with. And I think that's where we'll go ahead and stop, because I just want to kind of get that info out. All right.
All right.
Okie dokie.
Okay.
We did
The other
some things. We did some not good things.
The other thing is you guys can go ahead and take some XP for once, I think. Let's go ahead and take some XP.
Whoa.
Yeah. Does Lopez get some? We could... I'll say you can split it between your character. Yeah, nah. Lopez can take...
if Koenig dies.
Yeah, I mean, Konig's probably going to die, but, like... Lopez, go ahead and take 5.
Spoiler alert.
It's probably... Like, the math is just not in his favor.
Yeah.
Let's say Lopez could take 5. So you basically get enough for, like, 1 upgrade. Rest of you can take 10.
Ooh.
So you can get 2.
Awesome.
Nice.
So, does that sound good? Does that sound reasonable?
Good.
Okay. Perfect. All right, and that'll be it. Like, that'll be it for this one. What I think we'll do next time is we'll kind of pick up with, obviously we'll do some montage, the wrap up of the last, like, little bits and pieces on the moon, but then we'll kind of transition into next mission, what to do with some of the info that you just acquired, and kind of go from there.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's do some closing plugs. Last little roundup. Chuck, what do you got going on this week?
Oh my gosh. Wednesday, 9 p.m. Central on Defenders. We got some Pathfinder going on. Catch Jeff and Jeremy over there. Thursday, 9 Central, Defenders, Watercolors and Warriors, our 5th Ed Ghibli campaign. Moving into the Feywild, so it should be fun and weird. Friday, old Jeff's coming over again, and we're playing some old school essentials. So check out that dungeon crawl action. And then this Saturday, 1 p.m., we'll be back at Forbidden Lands.
Awesome. Matt, what do you got going?
Tomorrow night, we're going to be completing the New York section of Masks and Nyarlathotep for Call of Cthulhu on Garblight Games, and Sunday you can find us on Free League running Alien.
Perfect. Jeremy, you got anything?
Just hanging out with you folks.
Okay. As for Melissa and I, we'll be back on Friday. If I can get the work done, we'll be back to Impossible Landscapes starting part 3. If not this week, then we'll do it next week. We'll see. Saturday, we're going to be doing some Blades in the Dark. And next Monday, we'll be here doing Ultraviolet Grasslands, where we learn more about the hero that is Crackers. Or maybe we don't. Who knows? So anyway, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for the raids. Thanks for the bits and the subs. You all were very fun tonight. Sorry, don't hate me. But we're going to put you on the end screen, and we'll go ahead and raid somebody, because I'm sure there's other people doing cool things. So good night, everybody.